Volition means doing it off your own back, doing it off your own volition. Run at Manchester Cathedral. I've been here for a year and a half now. We work very closely with Motiv8, who have been brilliant in providing us people who are quite vulnerable in the community.
I liked the fact, and I was really excited about applying for the job, is that it offered a massive wraparound service so that it supported people with all multiple complex needs. It wasn't like one box fits all, so we will kind of like work with people, because as you know, people come with all sorts of issues, and if you look at my own life, you know, like our own lives, we all have different stuff, you know, we can't just fit into one box.
The training element of it is run by Manchester College. That's 1 day a week. We ask for a day to 2 days volunteering, and that could range from doing the bees like Maria does. We do things like the guides and welcomes at the cathedral, so if you ever go into the cathedral and you see someone with the sash on, just saying hello to you, that's probably one of our guys, one of our volunteers.
So, I mean, there's all sorts of different, you know, volunteer roles, and if it's like supporting, but it's a two-way street. It's like if somebody who's been through domestic abuse is helping another person, then they're both benefiting from that relationship. So it's not just that altruistic, it's cathartic for them. They feel good when they can express themselves, and it also makes them feel not so very much very alone. So a lot of people that we work with have got social isolation problems, and they've been controlled either by a substance, probation service, drugs and alcohol. They've had this whole controlling thing in their life, and they've been listening to their own head and their own questions for so long. When they're with somebody and they're helping somebody with similar problems to themselves, they don't feel so alone, you know, so it helps people to overcome so many barriers. It's that positive role modelling, isn't it?
It's helping people who've been long-term unemployed, anyone suffering with mental health problems. We get veterans who have suffered with PTSD.
A lot of people that we work with, kind of, they've lost their identity along the way. They kind of forget who they are, and they've been like a carer for somebody else, and it becomes about somebody else. So volunteering opens those doors for them to kind of discover themselves as well. And it's that altruistic appeal as well. They feel good when they're helping somebody else. So we'll work with people to find out what their assets are, so what they like, what they enjoy doing. We try to build on them. So we're not going to get somebody who, I don't know, who's a brickmaker and wants to do flower arranging. We'll work on what they already know, if that's what they want to do, and build on top of it.
It's brilliant, because when you see a group coming in and say there's 20 people on a group on the first day, everyone's really unsettled, especially if you've got anxiety problems as well. So when you come in, you're strangers. By week 3, you're best friends. Growing in the future, I think they're going to be more and more of an asset to the Greater Manchester community, because as the new rules come in and regulations with DWP and all the sanctions and stuff like that will come with it, I think the people at the bottom of the food chain, if you can put it that way, are going to get hit the hardest, and services like Motiv8 and Volition are there to help prop them up and give them a voice for what's right, really, and help them get up in the career ladder. And even if it isn't the career side of things, mental health, I think that's a massive key part in Greater Manchester. Mental health is so underlined. Just like I said, having people to listen to and just say you're okay.
Yes, I mean, there is another 2 volunteer coordinators. We'll come out and talk to you. You know, we will come to your home if needs be, and we'll go through, you know, all the different options and find out what you want to do. Volunteers not for everybody, but you know, those people that do engage, we don't have many that say that they don't like it.
If anyone's got a problem or they just need someone to talk to, come and see us. We're here, we're on the other end of the phone. It's just that extra one-to-one support, and it does make a difference, just being able to sit down with someone, spend 20 minutes with someone and listen to their story. Everyone's got a different story to tell. It's just taking it on.